Carol Roth is a former investment banker and author of The War on Small Business, and she is joining us tonight to talk more about this. Carol, good to see you. If Musk is the gatekeeper on free speech on Twitter, does this mean that the floodgates are now open for those, as we mentioned, who have been banned?
I think it's going to be on sort of a case-by-case basis, but Musk has certainly stated that he is not only in favor of free speech, but more in favor of a timeout approach than a permanent ban. If you think about everything in our lives, we always have a path to redemption. Even if you commit a crime, you know, you can go to jail and pay your debt to society. That doesn't exist in the digital sphere. So I do think that there is going to be some path to redemption, some hoops that you can jump through that perhaps you can get your account back. And then as long as you don't run afoul of whatever rules might be in place, that you can keep it and then probably go through that those permutations time and time again.
A moment ago, one expert said this is a risky bet for Elon Musk. What do you think?
Well, it depends what he means by a risky bet. Elon Musk has been very clear that he's not buying this from sort of a financial perspective. I think that we all think from a financial perspective that this is a very fair price. And that, you know, obviously not a lot of other buyers have come to the table. So, you know, from that perspective, but he really seems to be in it because he loves the platform. He feels that commitment to free speech and hopefully to digital rights, not only for Twitter, but maybe being at the forefront of that for other companies as well. So, you know, from his standpoint, I think that he's evaluating risk. And certainly, Marty, when you are the richest man in the world, you can evaluate things in a little bit of a different risky way than you and I might do.
Exactly. His risk is different than ours. But speaking of ours, everyday Twitter users like you and me, he says he's going to make it better than ever. What does that really mean for people at home who are on the social media platform?
I would imagine in the short term, probably most people won't see a lot of changes. I think that there are a number of product requests that many of us have been asking for, like an edit button that maybe we get a chance to see. I do think he's going to work hard to clean up some of the, you know, reply bots that sort of clutter the platform, which would create a cleaner experience. The one thing that does stand out is his, and this kind of goes back to the bots, is his statement that he's going to verify humans. And I think that that needs a little bit more clarification because there are some people for a whole slew of reasons who like to be private on the platform. So the question is, what does that verification look like? And can you be verified as a real person and not a bot, but not put your public persona out there? And, you know, these are all things that we, you know, will seek in the future, but I am cautiously optimistic about it.
How about any regulatory hurdles? Do you foresee any in this deal going through?
So certainly, you know, under normal antitrust sort of standards, this wouldn't fall under that. You know, SpaceX and Tesla don't really compete with Twitter. That being said, you know, the administration could pull out anything, although given the fact that Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, it would sort of be hard to make those kinds of arguments. I think where we want to get the popcorn out in this saga is that the SEC is going to have approval, and the SEC and Elon Musk have a storied history, funny enough, over a tweet that he sent several years ago when he was thinking about taking Tesla private, saying funding secured. So the fact that they now are coming back together again and he's going to have to get their approval, that's probably the biggest regulatory hurdle that could be out there.
All right, we're going to be watching, and everybody's got a front row seat if you're on Twitter to watch it go down. Carol, thanks for coming on. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.